deep dive on how Buddy here got his Conference League title. Um, any words before we get into this?
No words, just that's all. I'm just turn down the AC in here. It's cold. It's cold. Oh yeah.
I knew this episode was going to be like this.
Please, Joe. Please.
Oh man. So um they're both playing similar systems and setups, but they're playing it differently in terms of style. So different, similar formation, but stylistically different.
Mm-hmm.
For the first half, one it was a game of two halves. First half was Betis and Isco.
Yeah.
The second half was Chelsea and Cole Palmer. Like it was just as simple as that. But what Chelsea is doing is, back for Badleshil and no, Badleshil was on the left center back and Chalobah right
Mm-hmm.
center back. Gusto started on the right, Kukurea on the left, and when they have the ball, let's call this Moises Caicedo and call number 8 Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing is trying to create a box here, with Gusto coming in, with Caicedo in the pocket there, Enzo there, Cole here, and Nico Jackson here. And um, Betis were early on pressing man for man.
Very penetrative style
Very,
of play.
very high, very aggressive man for man. Pablo Fornals was there, sitting. Then Abdi, I don't know how to pronounce his
Mm-hmm.
name. He was also high there. But the thing that worked against Chelsea in the first half, number one, I know we're speaking about the personnel that Chelsea had. Gusto was not comfortable in this pocket here at all. Just before the goal that Betis scored, there were a couple passes that he received in the pocket here, and his touch on the his touch on the turn was shocking.
Yeah.
I'm not shocking. Actually, that's unfair to say. He was just not
It's
comfortable
not
there.
comfortable.
It's just not comfortable there. So he did later on try to give a pass, lose the ball to Lee Fornals, who uh, gave the ball to Isco. And because of what they're trying to do here, losing the ball, Abde was free on the left, got the beautiful reverse pass. I mean, I didn't see that pass coming from Isco. Like just reverse pass from Isco, and
It's the
he
type of
buried
tick
buried it in.
tick tock, tick tock, tick tock type of pass that you do, and you expect of a La Liga team. Like
Yeah,
as like they practice that type of passing. Every team does, but these guys felt it almost felt like there was like muscle memory. If you're ever no looking a pass, I mean,
yeah. In the European final,
there's some chemistry there.
there's some sauce, there's some chemistry. There's some. I've been here before on
Mm-hmm.
a bigger stage
Yes,
4 times,
yeah, we've
which is the Champions
we've
League.
played together more than 30 times.
Yes. And speaking of Isco, it was his half, right? He will
Mm.
pop up here to receive the ball from the center back. He had a beautiful tempo to his game where, like, um, he was he didn't want, like, Moise Cancedo is obviously an intelligent player, so he knew when to let him. There's sometimes you just have to let somebody have it far further away. Sometimes he followed him, sometimes he didn't. But Isco was so dangerous. You pop up here to receive the ball, pop up here, receive the ball. Next thing he's in the pocket making an assist. Next thing he's chasing back Cole Palmer or Enzo making a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He covered a lot of ground, right? But without the ball again, they were pretty much pressing high. But game of two halves, when Reece James came in here for Gusto, game
Yeah.
changed because now Betis are on the back foot, and when you have a player like Reece, who's very very good on the ball, um, he can receive it and back to his back to his marker, and he can just dictate the play. And you can pop up here, make a cross here for Nani and Jackson, and sometimes Enzo running behind. You can, like, he's very, very comfortable with the ball.
I mean, just watching him play. I mean, Reece James is he's a Cole Palmer level. He's so immense for what we want to do on the pitch,
Yeah,
and the night and day difference from between him and how
Malo Gusto.
what he was able to execute what the manager was asking versus what Gusto, who I think is a good player, he's just not playing in the right spot.
Yeah,
One thing I wanted to say real quick, Isco, you couldn't tell his age while he's on the pitch. He's 33 years of age. That's
yep,
a year younger than you and I.
yeah,
And but one of the things he did with against Moy and Enzo, who are, I mean, 10 years younger,
yeah.
um, is he showed how young they were. He was like, I know I'm not as
Fast
fast
as you or
or
physical.
as physical, um, but I've been doing this for a while. I've got four big ear trophies at home. I've won the UCL 4 times, I believe. That's more
Hmm.
than your whole club has,
Hmm.
with all due respect. And the average age of Betis was 29.7 years.
Yeah,
That's we're the youngest team in the Prem. We're 23 years old. The oldest person on our pitch was Cucurella, who was 26, and Tosin, who's 27. So, um, really differences in maturity, and I
yeah.
think that kind of That's how you saw, like, in the first half they approached it very maturely, very organized, um, in their approach to the game, whereas we let our age show and grew a lot more into the
Into
game.
the game, yeah. And again, like I said, grew a lot more into the game, and Reece James coming on just
Immense.
immense. And I noticed what they're trying to do was um, they're trying to, because Reece James goes into all these pockets, right? It's so hard to pick him up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to pick him up? Are you going to come in because you're technically the winger and that's your man? Are you going to come in to pick him up? Are you going to stay out wide and double up on Neto here, and
Mm-hmm.
later on Nani switched here?
Yeah.
Um, but one thing that they were trying to do is when they're playing on this side, right? They're building up on this side, and what the goal is to free up Cole on in this inner right channel.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where he was doing all of his damage, because
Mm-hmm.
now that Reese or Malo is in, and whoever is there follows him, it's just like right there. There's just a sweet channel where if they're building up and they're like this, Cole can just pop up here unannounced and receive the ball and just face. And even for his two assists,
Crosses
crosses from just inside
that corridor.
that corridor, yeah,
He can
right.
cut inside. He can. I mean, he can beat a man. He can. I mean, he can lay off to the from that spot, from that area. All the damage is gonna happen, and that's exactly what we were able to do when we had the right personnel on the pitch.
Yep. Eh,
Reese was immense, but I also think switching out those wingers, Medueka and Neto, was big as well.
very, very big because Neto didn't have a great game, which was surprising. But
Mm-hmm.
again, Cole just crossed for Enzo,
Mm-hmm.
late Lampard like run.
Yeah.
Cole holding off his defender here to spin off and cross for um, Nico
Mm-hmm.
right
Ran into
here.
it.
Then after that, I mean, that Nico goal was the goal. The
Yeah.
Sancho, and the Caicedo
It's
goals were
just
just formality.
that's just
Yeah,
icing on the
yeah, just
cherry on the
icing.
cake on the ice cream.
Yeah, just wait. Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
I couldn't if I tried, man.
Icing on the cake, on the cherry, on the ice cream.
Yeah.
Now, it was a good game though. It was definitely a better game than the Europa League final for
Oh,
sure.
by far, by far.
Like it wasn't even. It's not even close. Like that game was actually
And people,
tactically too. It was
yeah,
very good. Good.
people will say, it's the conference league, like it's embarrassing for y'all to be celebrating all that type of stuff. I think this was a massive experience, beneficial experience for our club,
Yeah.
our players, our coach. Um, you know, would I have liked to have been in the Europa League this year, especially seeing how kind of I don't want to say easy, but
Straightforward.
kind of, yeah, there wasn't that much. There's no big giant teams from Champions League coming
Coming
in.
down. Yeah.
Sure, I would have loved to, but to get this on our
Resume.
our resume, and get the trophy in our cabinet, and get that winning feeling going into the Club World Cup, which is also an important tournament, is really big. I can't tell you how frustrating the last couple of years have been
Mm.
in cup finals, domestic ones specifically. So, but anyway,
I wanted to give a. I mean, I know we spoke about Isco um, for Betis in the
mm.
game, and I think Fornals also had a decent game. Anthony was, I think, Cucurella just stayed right there with him,
Pockets.
and did a
It's
job on him. Yeah,
another victim of Mark Cucurella, who's
yeah,
been immense this year. Oh man,
big.
what a fullback!
Who would have thunk it, right?
I
Who would
mean,
have thunk it?
always. I mean, I'm as blue as they come. I've got blue glasses on right now. You can't even see them. But I always thought there was a player in there just because of how direct and crisp his passing
Yeah,
was. Once he's locked in defensively, um, it's wild. Like Pochettino was able to get the best out of Cucurella,
yeah,
start to invert him, and then also get the best out of Cole Palmer. So we have him to thank for those two things. I
yeah,
don't think Poch could have done anything close. I mean, he just doesn't have that killer instinct. I was very proud to see Enzo Maresca make the adjustments
hmm
at the time that he made
yes,
them.
early,
Um,
no nonsense.
Enzo, I mean, Reese came on at the stroke of halftime, and then I mean, he gave the team a talk to try and re-implement his ideas, his way of playing. After 10 minutes, when he didn't see that was really soaking in, he hooked everybody, and every player that he hooked had an impact on the game. Or excuse me, rather, every player that
They
came
brought in,
on
yeah,
had an impact on the
Sancho,
game.
Reese, who
Um,
else? Drewsbury
Dewsbury,
Hall.
yeah, he had an
Yeah,
assist.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I mean, the players that came on later just sort of calmed everything down and made it a formality.
yeah.
So, really proud to and uh, yeah, like we were saying, we don't often see a coach kind of be like, shit, I was wrong with this lineup. Maybe
Yeah,
I shuffle the deck at halftime. That's something that we didn't see last week
yeah,
in the Europa League. So
yeah. And for Betis, obviously, we spoke about Isco. Um, Sabali, their right back, was
mm.
very, very good, attacking and defending, especially defending. I know. I think Sancho also knew that. That's why he just used him as a comfort
Yeah,
role.
yeah, yeah.
But he was very, very. I mean, I've been obviously watching him in La Liga, but like at this level, his partnership with Mark Bartra on that side was
Mm-hmm.
good, but I just thought the wave of quality that was coming at them was just too
It's too
much.
much.
It was just too
It
much.
was quite overwhelming, and yeah, I mean, I was nervous about this match.
Hmm.
I didn't see it ending
For
four
what?
one, just because I feel like finals typically
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
take the top
One
off the
0
Maybach
Yeah,
in during a final.
yeah.
You see that in the semifinals. So,
Yes, and
but
we spoke about that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. But beautiful. Nobody was happier than I was to see how it went down, and everybody that scored. Um, yeah, I won't get too much into it, but to see the Enzo and Caicedo partnership
Hmm.
actually really
Win something.
humming, man. Like
Yeah.
both of them scored important goals. I mean, I think it was important for Moy to cap it. I think that was, but
No.
no, it wasn't. But it was nice to see that humming, to
Yeah.
see Cole like be really take.
Took the game like
Mm-hmm. He was like, "This
he,
we're not about to do. We're not about to go out sad like this." That's what he said. I personally think in a nonchalant way, and
yeah,
he really imposed himself on the pitch.
yeah.
Um, I don't know what to do with Nico Jackson, but I think we need to keep him because I think the link up play between Cole and
Hmm.
Nico is there. But yeah, great game.
Yeah, great game, and that was the IQ deep dive.
Yes, sir.
It was much more fun than the last one for sure.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
whack.